Yeah, so I love it.
I want you to speak on this because I know a lot of people, a lot of women, they follow you, they watch you, and they see you lifting. So what do you say to people when they say, I don't want to lift because I don't want to get bulky? Women, obviously. This is a women, which I hear it all the time. I know it's not true, but I want you to explain why that is, why the weightlifting, especially now, because it's New Year, it's the first part of the year. People are trying to develop these new habits, whether it be lifting, cardio. If they're not someone who's been working out, they may just think they need to go jump on the treadmill every day for 60 minutes.
Right.
I want you to talk about this because this is so important that people understand why lifting weights.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have to just tell me to shut up if I start babbling.
Sorry. No, this is important because you're going to help somebody. Because
honestly, I want to write a blog about this as well because it is such a big thing. Yeah. So I think there's a misunderstanding about like what cardio does and what fat loss is.
Yeah.
So and I think there's also misconceptions that we just, it's a very like it's an internet world now. Yeah. So people just Google things. And of course, like you're going to Google muscles and it doesn't, your computer doesn't know if you're a man or a woman. It's going to show you Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, I don't want to have my face on that body, or it's going to show you even worse, like some girl with some giant biceps and you're just like wrapping yourself thinking I can't do that stuff. But no. Okay. So fat loss, first of all, you can achieve fat loss through just your diet alone. Okay. So sorry to like burst the bubble. I'm not saying don't go to the gym, but if you want to lose fat, first diet. Okay.
Yep.
The reason why cardio is a thing is because, if you can burn more calories than you're eating, it's supposed to help with that, but also for the health of your heart. You need your heart to like any other muscle. If you sat in a chair your whole life and didn't use your legs, they would get too skinny. Your heart just wouldn't work. Okay. So those two things work together. But I think cardio, so this is one thing I read recently that is fascinating. So this kind of idea that you got to get on your treadmill and keep this kind of steady heart rate for 60 minutes is based a lot on research that used people who were unconditioned to begin with. So someone ever like really moved that much, oh, now we're going to make you move 60 minutes. Guess what? They're going to lose weight.
Of course. Absolutely.
So, but if you're someone who's been coming to the gym for like even since January 1st, and you're hitting the cardio 5-6 days a week, even 4 days a week, an hour a day, and you're not seeing results, the reason why is because you're only burning calories while you're on that treadmill. Once you stop, your body's just going back to normal. And even worse, you're talking about adaptation. Your body adapts to everything.
Absolutely.
You've gotten to a certain point where your cardio is there. Your heart and lungs are conditioned. What is not working for you is your body composition. Mm-hmm. So lifting weights is going to help with that.
Yeah.
When you lift weights, you're going to increase muscle mass for sure. You are. But that muscle is going to burn more when I'm just sitting here talking to James. My muscle is burning more than if I had fat. The other thing is like hormones, especially for us women. So when you have too much body fat, our hormones are all over the place. It actually makes it harder for us to lose fat. By increasing our muscle mass, you create this kind of positive cycle of hormone balance and whatever. In order to be big like Arnie, like if you want to be out there and you want to be big like Arnie, you want to be the girl with the Arnold Schwarzenegger body, you can do it. What you're going to do though is you're going to have to eat like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. You cannot just lift weights, hard, heavy. You can't just lift heavy weights and grow like that. It doesn't just happen.
Right.
For girls out there who look at me like, I'm, I am definitely smaller now, coming up to 43 than I ever was at 33, at 23.
Right.
And I lift more now. In my own workouts, I never cardio. My cardio is when I teach you guys.
Right.
That's it. That's all I do. If you're doing more than 3 hours of cardio a week, you need to ask yourself why.
Right.
Because it probably is creating more conditions for you to hold on to body fat than it is helping you to.
I think it's just when, and obviously you know, and I know you can turn a weightlifting session into cardio real easy.
Yeah.
But I think some people are either intimidated by the weights, they don't know what to do. Even though there's tons of information everywhere you look, you can go get any. I mean, there's so much information, but which is good and bad because people tend to look at everything and then they don't do anything because they're like, I don't know. But
exactly, yeah.
Cardio, you can sweat. You're gonna sweat, and it feels like, I get it. Like you're sweating, and you're like, woo,
yeah.
I felt it. But after so long, like you said, your body's gonna adapt, and you may still sweat, but there just comes a point where it's not really. It might feel like you're doing something, but your body's not changing. Like,
yes.
And if you're comfortable, if that's what you want, then so be it. But the reality is, yeah, you that plateau, and I mean, I get it. I gotta change things up. All of us do. I mean, if you keep doing it,
yeah,
you're gonna get to a point. Your body's gonna adapt. So,
yeah, it's about forcing that adaptation all the time. Now, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the only way to do that is with a barbell. You know, those people with just their body weight.
Absolutely.
Or if you really love the treadmill, you know, you're gonna maybe include sprints or hills or something, and keep the cardio shorter.
Right.
But to be clear too, you know, cardio is like our slang word for treadmill, elliptical, whatever, cycling, whatever it is. But in actual fact, squatting heavy is cardio.
Oh,
squatting heavy is high intensity cardio. High intensity cardio is anything where when you're doing it, you can't really talk.
Right.
So, you know, all that stuff is cardio as well. I just think there's a lot of misconceptions that make people aim towards, they think, oh, I want to lose fat. Let me go over to these machines over here, rather than this other stuff here that, let me tell you, will make you a lot happier. It really, really will make you a lot happier. But yes, lack of information. You're totally right. I mean, it's hard.
And you know, I mean, like I said, it's the easier thing. And again, this is really about where you are in your level of fitness. You're right. If you've never or haven't worked out, and getting on a treadmill is a win. You know, if you can do it for 34 hours. So yeah, it really all boils down to where you are. But yeah, for people that, because I know a lot of women, they don't want to lift because they, for some reason, think they're going to get big. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. And you just broke it down, which that's why I really wanted you to discuss this, because you lift all the time, and you just said
all the time
for 3 hours.
You know, I mean, but being real for women too, you know, the thing is about lifting weights, you know, if you start lifting a lot and you're not making the adequate changes in your diet, you will obviously hit a certain point where that balance is a little bit, you know, yeah, the fat's going down and the muscle's going up, but there will be a point where it's like, oh, I have more muscle and the fat isn't quite down. So you are going to feel like, you know, puffy. That's why nutrition is so, so important.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only is it going to make your workouts more possible, but, you know, when you're eating right, you're lifting heavy, your body is just it's going to want to get into this like fat burning. It's going to want to get rid of it. It's going to want to get healthy, but it's hard in America. So this is the thing, you know, coming back from the UK to, even though I've lived in America, coming back, I got to say it's messed up. So
what's the difference for you? Like, what do you see? Because I've never been to the UK, so I don't really know how their lifestyle is, or how they, you know, because of course in the States we celebrate everything with food. We're a foodie country. I don't know about I don't know anything about the UK and how they are with their diets and what's the difference. So tell me.
You know, I think the main thing is, you know, in Europe too. So I traveled around quite a bit. Like, you know, America is no more of a foodie country than any other country.
Okay. Yeah.
Celebrate with food. The issue is in the States is, I think it goes back, you know, the same thing with weightlifting. You know, what do I do with the diet too? What do you do? And unfortunately, okay, I don't want to get like political and crap here, but our government is not out to help us make these decisions. Okay. So you get a lot of information that is backed up by the FDA, right, or at least maybe not challenged enough by the FDA. So people are eating things that, you know, are not found in the diet of the rest of the world. So Americans understand this. It's not just the fact that there is way too much fast food here for anyone to be healthy. Okay, that we know this already. I know this everywhere. But also, there are things in our food that do not belong in our bodies.
Right.
So I don't want to make it sound like I'm a giant food Nazi or something like that. But there's certain things that I think just being in the UK,
Yeah.
like started something healthy for me. And when I came here and started eating some of the things like just normal stuff, you know, that everyone eats, I just realized how bad I felt. And I did put on some weight as well, quite easily.
Yeah.
So things like high fructose corn syrup. Never eat this ever in your life. Okay, do not. I mean, there's all kind of things about it's linked to cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Things like also like I don't eat canola oil ever. Now this is like an allergy for me, but it's something that is out in a lot of fast foods here in the States because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Now in the UK, they didn't have it. And when they started to roll it in, more people started to have certain problems. So if you really cannot shift weight, if you feel like your body is like inflamed, cut that out and see what happens. It'll